Today's conversation is Laugh About It, Sis. Welcome to season 2 of the Functioning Overthinker weekly podcast. This season, we're having girl talk on various topics such as love, self, and money. But through it all, we're reminded to not be anxious about anything, but to trust God in everything. I'm your host, Shanae Sadler. We are in season 2. I hope you guys love the new intro for season 2. I had to jazz things up a little bit. I'm in a good vibe. I wanted it to reflect fun and, just capturing all the little girlies so we can have conversation. And so, I wanted to talk about learning to live a little, learning to be okay with yourself for a little, learning to give yourself grace and compassion a little. In other words, learning to chill all the way out. As women, we tend to be uptight sometimes, and we may be for valid reasons. I mean, you may have to be the breadwinner at home. You may have to be the boss. You may have to always be in control. So you may take up that defense of always being uptight, or just you don't have the time to lay around and just get nothing done. You're always on the go. I get it. But today we're going to relax. Today we're going to just take life a little less serious. I am very guilty of being uptight too at times. You see, if I see something out of place or I need to get something done in a specific time, my head overheats. I'm telling you, and I'm fully annoyed. And that's just the truth. Another common reason as to why women are always on edge is because we feel like we always have to play both men and women in multiple cases. Like, ooh, yes, touching a nerve. But when you feel like you have to always play both roles, time is of essence for you. You feel guilty when you actually take time for yourself. Like if you were to go run errands or even just go to the movies or just stay over a friend an hour or two later than you usually do, you always feel guilty because you know that honestly, things have to get done and you're the one in charge and you have to do it. And so if you're taking time away from your home life or taking time away from your kids or your job and putting it into yourself, you feel like you're not worthy of that, or you're guilty for actually taking the time to do self-care stuff. But again, today we're just relaxing. Today we're going to do all things self, right? We're going to fill ourselves up with some love, some compassion, and some gratitude. Come on, man. Let's do it. We work too hard to not be able to breathe a little and to just say woosah. We work too hard to not be able to go and buy a drink for ourselves. We work too hard to not enjoy our birthdays. We work too hard to not enjoy our own money. Like we work too hard, period, to not relax. And so we go through a lot of things as women. We don't talk about the half of it, especially when we're the ones who have to remain strong for many reasons. We shut up and keep it moving just because we don't have the luxury of time and energy. It's refreshing being able to take a step back and not wanting to control everything. Can I tell you, when you let go of control and just let things be for a little bit, you find joy. You laugh for the littlest things. You see beauty in the smallest things. Like you really truly get to enjoy life. But let me tell you something about control. Plot twist, right? If you feel the need that you need to control everything, that actually means that you're not in control of anything. Someone that is actually in control can give people the luxury of doing something in your absence or handling business in your absence. Being able to take a step back and to delegate means that you are actually in control, because delegating tasks is one of the hardest things to do because you have to trust that people will do it the way you want it to be done. But that's how you gain persons' trust, and that's how you build persons up. Like you can't just go around just handling things all by yourself. Like, how do you expect to teach someone? How do you expect to raise someone else up? Like, for example, your kids cleaning the house. They may not clean it as well as you would want them to clean it, but you have to teach them, train them up in which the way they should go. And so when they grow old, they're not nasty people. Right? So yeah, we have to take a step back sometimes and just let things be. And one way to do that is through delegating. Growing up, I never understood how it is that strict parents ended up having kids that are like serial killers. Have you guys ever thought about that? Like rapists, womanizers. Like, how did they get the chance to become something that gross and gruesome if the parents were seemingly always in control? And they're strict about their whereabouts. Like, where do they get the time? That's my point, right? When you handhold and let people not breathe a little bit, you may force them to be something that they're not or a character in their mind. So, for example, if they always wanted to go to the movies with friends and you always decline their request to do so, then they imagine what it is like to be at the movies, even if it's not the way they think it is, right? And so when they grow older, they become these manipulative people that do whatever they want, whenever they want, because now they don't have to answer to mommy. They don't have to give account to mommy. And so they do what their heart desires. And some of their hearts and their desires are not ones that should be spoken out loud or be seen, because they've created this fantasy in their minds that some of their fantasies should be locked away in a box and throw away the key, honestly speaking. But that's what happens when you try to control situations. That's what happens when you try to box people in, whether it's a child or an adult. Yes, it creates a ripple effect of just lashing out and doing whatever they want, right? Another case in point is trying to control your relationship. Yes, woman, you tend to love to control your relationship. If that man is going to cheat, let him cheat in peace, please. Because the truth is, if he's going to cheat, he is going to cheat. So let him cheat so you could let him go. We do not have the time, space, or energy to try and control grown people into loving you and respecting you. That is hashtag Delulu. Stop checking his Instagram stories when he's out with friends. Stop picking a fight just before he goes out because you want him to stay home. Like, I know all the tactics. I know all the tricks. But the truth is, you can't control people, because the more you push is the more he's going to say bye-bye. Stop trying to control everything and let things just play out as it should, so you can see what he actually wants to do versus what you want him to do. So when I say to laugh about it, I mean to just let life do what it does for a moment or two. If someone is cussing at you, walk away, go do something else that secures your space, secures your mindset, and just do you. If someone decides to cut you off, wish them well. Life is too short, and we spend too much of it going back and forth with people that makes no sense to us. So today we will relax, right? Today we will smile. Today we will calm all the way down. Today we are zen. Today we're talking about taking the high road. Today we're not phased. Today we are going to be good people of the earth, right? We're not going to control the smallest things. We're not going to control people. We're not going to control our surroundings. We're not going to control who we can't control, situations that we can't control. Like, we're just going to leave it, let it be, right? As we start the season, head on over to thefunctioningoverthinker.com to give me your feedback on some things that you would like us to dive into this season. I would love your guys' opinions. I love it. So just let me know and we'll get on with it. This season, I'm looking to interview some people. So if you're interested in being on the podcast, hit me up. So I'll see you next week for another episode. And until then, stay functioning, overthinker. You are bomb.